Ay, doctor, estoy muy deprimida. Don't you worry, ma'am. I have just the prescription for you. Nurse, release the puppy army. MIP21 coming to a YouTube near you in just 5 more likes. That's right. Just 5 more likes to the prepare for the CCHI video to get to 100 likes, and that way we can get not prepare for the CCHI, right? Oh. And that way we can get MIP21 posted on YouTube, which, by the way, is already available on Patreon. So if anybody wants to support us, the plans start at just $1 and you get MIP21 right now. You get much more exclusive content. You get medical interpretation practice videos ad free. So let's get to it, guys. Just 5 more likes to get the MIP21 posted on YouTube. I hope that little trailer was as exciting for you guys as it was for me. It actually took me 3 tries to actually do it. So hopefully you like the little pupper, right? Let's hope you did. I am very, very excited, guys, today because I am fully vaccinated. So if anybody wants to invite me to a music festival, I am your man. All right. And let's get that MIP21. Just 5 more likes. Can you guys believe it? I can. I'm pretty sure we're probably going to get them today, right? Yes, we are. Or tomorrow. It doesn't matter. But this week, for sure, you guys are going to have MIP21 on YouTube. And that's not it. Once we post MIP21, we're going to give everyone a chance to comment. And once we are tired of your comments, no, just kidding. Once we already have enough comments, we're gonna pick 2 comments at random, and then the people who those comments belong to are gonna get exclusive links to MIP22, never ever before seen in the world. MIP22 exclusive links, which they will get a chance to record their interpretations, send them over to us, so that way we can provide them with some feedback. So let's do it, guys. Let's get the MIP21. Just 5 more little insignificant likes to go, right? That's nothing. 5 likes, nothing. All right. And let's get started. So hello and welcome to Unwind Sessions, where right after my shift I give the highlights of my workday and answer any questions that might have been asked at a previous session. My name is Juan. I am an English, Spanish, medical video remote consecutive interpreter with over 4 years of experience. Today is Wednesday, August 25th, 2021. And since I had that vaccine today, I asked for the whole day off, so I didn't take any sessions today. So today I'm just gonna get right into it, right into the good stuff, right? The 10 must-know fertility clinic vocabulary terms, part 2. All right, the following definitions were taken from ivfmd.com, clevelandclinic.org, mayoclinic.org. All right, so today I'm just gonna get right into it since there's no highlights, right? Except for me getting vaccinated, and it was pretty quick. I just got there and then I just waited. They told us to wait 10 minutes here. But one thing before I do get started, it does make me wonder, you know how the people that have gotten AstraZeneca, they're all complaining, right, of the side effects, like, oh, I'm dying, oh my god, it's so bad. And then I have the Pfizer, and this is like my second Pfizer vaccine, and I haven't had any side effects at all. So I am in Mexico, so it makes me wonder, man, did they just inject me with some saline solution? Did they really give me the vaccine, right? It's like, no side effects. At least AstraZeneca people can be like, oh, I'm dying. Yeah, I'm gonna be immune to the Rona pretty soon, right? But us, Pfizer is like, and then worse if you're in like a third world country, right? It's like, are you sure that's not just water? So I hope it's not water, right? No side effects though. I don't know if I should be happy about that or sad. All right, so sorry about that. I just had to give you my little highlight of the day, even though it has nothing to do with interpreting. So I already told you the following definitions were obtained from IVFMD.com, ClevelandClinic.org, and MayoClinic.org. And let's get right to the good stuff, right? The thing that you are here to see. So the first word is artificial insemination. In Spanish is inseminación artificial. I'm pretty sure you guys can see that. And this is a procedure in which sperm are introduced into a woman's uterus through clinical means instead of through sexual intercourse to increase the likelihood that sperm will reach and fertilize an egg. Artificial insemination is also called intrauterine insemination or IUI. Alright, so this is pretty much a procedure for couples that are having a problem conceiving, and what they do is just to just so the doctors don't have to wait to see if the pregnancy is happening, right? Because it could take up to 72 hours for the sperm to travel from the cervix in through to the uterus to inseminate an egg, right? So instead of, and I mean, that's a long way for a little sperm, 72 hours. So what the doctors do in those cases, they don't want to wait that long, and there's a high probability that if the woman is going there and she's been having these problems, then there's a high probability that there's something wrong on the way, right? So to remove anything that can get in the way of the sperm reaching the egg, they just automatically take some sperm from a donor, from a father, and then they will insert it right into the uterus. That way it's just right outside of the door waiting for that little egg, right, to inseminate. So that is artificial insemination. All right, and number 2, cryopreservation. I'm pretty sure that's good, right? And then right here, it's the same, cryopreservación. Just remember that in Spanish it has an I and an accent on the O. All right, this is a procedure used to preserve and store by freezing sperm, eggs, and or embryos. And cryopreservation is not just reserved for those. You could cryopreserve a whole human body if you wanted to. So this is just pretty much preserving sperm, eggs, embryos by freezing them and then storing them for a very, very long time and being able to use them when they need them. At sperm donations clinics, this is how they keep sperm. They freeze them, and then when a mother needs a sperm donation, they will unfreeze the candidates, and then they will do whatever procedure is needed. All right, cryopreservation. And number 3, embryo. It's not focusing that good, huh? Embryo, I'm pretty sure it's there. Embrión in Spanish. And this is an early stage of human development, the unidentified beginnings of a baby from the point of conception to the 8 weeks of pregnancy. And after those 8 weeks, it is no longer called an embryo, it is called a fetus. So an embryo is pretty much the beginnings of life, of a multi-cellular being, right? If you take an embryo from like a chicken, a dog, a human, they're all gonna look the same. It's not until they become a fetus that they actually start to take on the traits of whatever animal they're gonna become. All right. Number 4, follicles, and in Spanish is folículos. And these are fluid-filled sacs in the ovary which contain the eggs released at ovulation. Each month, an egg develops inside the ovary in a fluid-filled pocket called a follicle. So this is where every egg develops. Inside of the ovaries, there are follicles, and inside of the little follicles, that's where at the beginning of the month, or well, not at the beginning of the month, right? But at a certain time, usually in a month's time, is when the ovaries start creating the eggs inside of the follicles, and then it creates it inside of there, and then it like ruptures and it like puts it out, and then it's a formed egg. So it comes out from the ovary, but inside of the ovary is a follicle, and then a follicle makes an egg, which it just bursts out of the follicle, of the ovary, to get impregnated, right? To get inseminated, in the hopes of getting inseminated by sperm, right? And number 5, pituitary gland, or glándula pituitaria. And this is the master gland in the brain. Like I was telling you yesterday, this is the master gland in the brain, the gland that is stimulated by the hypothalamus and controls many hormonal functions. Located at the base of the brain, just below the hypothalamus, this gland controls other body processes, including functions of the gonads, the adrenal glands, and the thyroid gland. So the pituitary gland is just a gland that releases hormones for the normal functioning of the body. Remember that yesterday we learned that the hypothalamus is the one that sends the hormones to stimulate the pituitary gland, but the pituitary gland is like the grand boss of the glands. This is like the grandmama, or the mother gland, if you will. And so very, very important. And we learned yesterday that if something is wrong with the hypothalamus to the pituitary gland, or for the pituitary gland through to the testicles or the ovaries, there is going to be difficulty in pregnancy, right? And many things can have an effect on the pituitary gland. For example, a tumor in the pituitary gland will most likely have hormonal imbalances in the rest of the body, and of course it will affect pregnancy. Well, of course not, right? But it might affect pregnancy. All right, so pituitary gland, very, very important. Number 6, adhesion. So what is an adhesion? It is a scar tissue occurring in the abdominal cavity, fallopian tubes, or inside the uterus. Adhesions can interfere with transport of the eggs and/or implantation of the embryo in the uterus. So adhesions are just like the definition says, scar tissue. Let me tell you a story of a case that I had. It was this woman that wanted to get her tubes tied after a C-section, and they were doing the C-section and everything, and they couldn't do the tube tying for the woman. And they explained to her that whenever they did her first C-section, the scar tissue, it like it didn't scar up the way that it's supposed to. And I think, I can't remember very well, but I think the uterus and the bladder, and I don't remember what else, had like stuck together in a very weird way because of how it's scarred. So there was a scar, like a bad scar, that was not supposed to have healed like that. So because of the bad healing, she created adhesion, and they could no longer tie her tubes because it was just too difficult, and it would create all sorts of problems. It would make the operation much more difficult. A very simple operation was not possible because of adhesion. So this is a very important term as well, because sometimes women are not able to conceive because of these adhesions from surgeries in the past. All right, and let's get right to number 7. And this is a blastocyst, or in Spanish, blastocysto. And this is 3 days after fertilization. A normally developing embryo will contain about 6 to 10 cells. By the 5th or 6th day, the fertilized egg is known as a blastocyst. A rapidly dividing ball of cells. The inner group of cells will become the embryo. The outer group will become the cells that nourish and protect it. So a blastocyst, if you look it up in YouTube, is pretty much like a little ball, like a little sack, and then like you could see like the cells that are actually reproducing, like on a end of it. And then you're gonna see like a empty thing right here. So this is the cells, this is what's gonna become the embryo. And then the empty space, that is where all of the good stuff that is going to be able to nourish and protect that embryo is going to be. So that is a blastocyst. So it is pretty much an embryo, right? Early stage, yeah. So it is pretty much an embryo, but it is called a blastocyst when it's already when it's starting to divide and all of that. That way, a blastocyst means that there is a very high chance that that embryo, well, that it is a pregnancy. It's a started pregnancy. All right, number 8, blighted ovum or óvulo huero. Also known as an embryonic pregnancy, or in Spanish, embarazo anembriónico. So what is this? A blighted ovum, also called an embryonic pregnancy, occurs when an early embryo never develops or stops developing, is reabsorbed, and leaves an empty gestational sac. The reason this occurs is often unknown, but it may be due to chromosomal abnormalities in the fertilized egg. So a blighted ovum or an embryonic pregnancy is, let's say the blastocyst is already created, right? And we can call this an embryo. So all of a sudden, the body will no longer accept the pregnancy and will attack it, and will just reabsorb it back into the body, and the embryo is gone. That pregnancy is a failed pregnancy, and this is a blighted ovum. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it could be like, okay, we got a blastocyte, we have an embryo, and then all of a sudden it's gone. All right, like the definition says, sometimes they don't know why it happens. The body rejects it. Maybe there was something wrong with the embryo, and the body's like, nope, this is not gonna be a pregnancy, and it just quits. All right, so getting pregnant is very, very difficult for some people. A lot of things can go wrong, and like, for example, in my case, I didn't have me and my wife didn't have a problem having children. But whenever you look at like all the things that could go wrong, and then whenever you get these sessions, if you already have kids and you didn't struggle to have those kids, it just puts you in perspective, like how lucky you are if you didn't have those problems, or even getting to all of the sessions, they really do make me feel happy about my health, because for the most part, I've never had any major illnesses or anything bad happen to me. So I am very humbled whenever I get this type of sessions, because that could have been me. That could have been me just struggling with an illness or with something, right? With infertility or something. But for some reason, I am not, and I am very grateful, because not that very major bad things or things like that in a medical sense have happened to me. So whenever I look at all of these sessions, and whenever I'm looking up all the vocabulary words and everything of all the things that could have gone wrong, that just makes me feel very, very grateful. And it just makes me feel so brittle, because you see the older individuals and you think, well, I might have good health now, right? But I don't know, hopefully not, right? Because you see those old individuals that are enjoying their really good health. So hopefully I'll be one of those. But if not, it just, like, these sessions just make me feel so humble. They make me feel so grateful, and they make me feel so brittle, because I know in the end I'm just gonna end up like all of those old people that I get to serve. All right, so let's get to number 10. And number 10 is doxycycline. In Spanish is doxycyclina. And doxycyclina in Spanish, and doxycycline in English. It's just like in English, but with an A at the end. And this is a tetracycline derivative, an antibiotic that inhibits many of the microorganisms associated with infections of the reproductive tract, often used for treating ureaplasma infections. Many physicians find routine treatment with this antibiotic more cost effective than performing multiple cultures on both the man and women in an attempt to identify an infection. And this is a pretty common antibiotic for a lot of infections from the reproductive tract, like the definition said. And I don't know if you have ever had a vaginal infection or a reproductive tract infection, but my wife had an infection once, and then the doctor told her that I needed to go to the doctor as well, because it didn't make sense for her to be having the treatment if I was infected, right? Because after she finished the treatment, after intercourse, then I would be infecting her, and then it would just be going back and forth, right? So I went to the urologist, and he said that I was not infected. So my wife just finished the course, and that was it. But one way that doctors have, and it depends on the infection, right? Not every infection can be treated with doxycycline, but the way that one way that the doctors can avoid this, can avoid like the other partner having to go and get treated, they just treat with doxycycline both of them, and even if they're not infected, right? And that is going to reduce the cost of going to the doctor, right? The doctor will just be like, here, have him take this as well. Of course, if it were me, I would most likely would like to go to the doctor, right, before taking any sort of treatment. But it can be an option, right? If the woman is having, or the man is having symptoms, and then they give him doxycycline, and the woman is having symptoms, they just save themselves a doctor visit, right? Maybe, I guess. All right, and that is going to be pretty much it for me today, guys. I hope you loved my little sketch. If not, I'll just make another one tomorrow until I keep on getting better. No, I'm sorry. I don't think I'll be making any more sketches soon. Probably next month, hopefully. But no, it's just that I can't do sketches because I am time constrained. And today, since I had the vaccine, I didn't go to work, so I had time. So I said, I'm gonna give these guys a treat. I'm gonna do something fun. So hopefully, you guys enjoy that. That is going to be pretty much it for me today. Please leave your questions on the comments and I will answer some of them on the next session. Remember that if anything is time sensitive, let me know. That way I can get to that video as soon as possible before the rest of the videos in my queue. Remember that I'll be here every Monday through Friday after work, and even if I don't work, I'm gonna make a really big effort to give you guys a video. Also remember that Pt.2 is just 5 likes away from a YouTube near you. And don't forget the Pupper Army, which the Pupper Army is not in the original video. Sorry about that. Clickbait. Sorry. Also, remember that we have a Patreon page for as little as just $1 of your support. You help motivate us to create much more content, and you have access to all of the medical practice videos ad-free, scripts to those videos, answer sheets so you can check your interpretations with that, vocabulary list, and much more content. And most importantly, you will forever win a place inside of our heart. Now, we love you to all of our Patreons. We love you to everyone that has bought us a coffee. We love you, all of our subscribers, and we love you that is watching the end of this video. That's right. We love you. You are awesome. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you liked the video and have not done so for much more content. And don't forget to share. Happy interpreting. Goodbye.
If you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button. Also, share this video with other beginner interpreters or anyone who can benefit from this information. Thank you all so much for all the support you guys have given us. This means the world to us. Don't forget, we also have social media. We have a Facebook group and a Facebook page. We also have an Instagram and the one I love the most, TikTok. We just recently got a Buy Me a Coffee, and also, if you guys didn't already know, we do have a Patreon account. If you guys would like to support us a little more, we'd love to have you guys over there. And as always, I will be posting all the links to these pages down below in the description box. Thanks for watching!